Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and this is a quick sort of learn with Gross, but also tutorial type video about the Stream Deck. Now, as many of you are aware, I've been using the Stream Deck XL for a while now, and I've managed to set up profiles and get it working, and it works for me. There may be better ways of doing it, but this is a way of doing it that I quite like. So I'm going to run through how I've done what I've done. If any of you are thinking about streaming or recording or just getting a Stream Deck for using on your computers, hopefully this will be a little bit of information on how to do it. Now, the trick is I'm going to be trying to use it while I'm showing it to you. So when I push buttons on it, it changes things. So at the moment, this is my logo screen. I basically got my logo and cut it up so it fills all of the buttons. If you're using a smaller Stream Deck, then obviously you'll have less buttons. So logos actually look better on the smaller ones because there's less interruptions between them. But I'm going to push a button and see that it changes to a little profile that I've set up just called Demo, which shows a few of the buttons that I've got on there that are of use to me. The first one at the top left, I always have set as to go to the home. My home profile is the one that accesses all of the other profiles, and it's got, say, a few of these useful icons on there as well. But for the sake of demonstration and not overwhelming you with buttons, I've gone for this one. Now, obviously the two you see that are moving here are actually moving. This is the application that comes with the Stream Deck to allow you to program it, but it's also an indication of what is happening on the Stream Deck. It's actually exactly the same being displayed live in real time on there. So obviously I've got the time there now. It's 10 to 2 and that's showing on there, so at a quick glance I can see the time without having to look anywhere else for it. The other one here is my CPU usage. My computer is doing things and that's telling me how much of the CPU is being used. Obviously I'm recording things and running Stream Deck and talking to you and everything, so it's floating around 18-20%, which is pretty normal. If it gets higher than that, then there's probably something not right. The other one here is quite a useful one. I'll push it now. It's a speed test. It is in fact from speedtest.net, which is one of the most useful speed test resources that I've used, and it runs it directly on the system. Obviously it uses the system to run it, but it shows it all on the button. Doesn't actually do anything other than when you push it, it does that. So that's showing that at the moment I've got a 7 millisecond delay time. My download speed is 222.9, which is a bit lower than it should be at the moment. My upload speed is 30, which again is a little bit lower than it should be, and shows the time at which the test was run. I believe that sits there until the system's rebooted or I go to a different page. To be honest, I've never really paid much attention to it after I've read it and then ignored it. But yes, the other one I've got down here is the text is not very clear on it, but I know what it is. It's my Patreon lists. Now, when I push that, it goes to a folder, which the top left button becomes back to where you were. So if I can switch between those very easily, basically gives you a lot more buttons rather than opening new profiles. This is still within that profile. And in here I've got, if I click on it, you'll see down the bottom there, it's my thank you for my patrons and channel members text. I had to separate it into 3 bits, so these are just text files. So they're listing all my lovely patrons and channel members. Basically when I push that button, it just puts that text into wherever it is that my mouse is sitting at the time. I use this when I need to update my patron list. I can change that as like a main file and then copy that onto the parts that I'm going to show you momentarily. This one is one of my fun and interesting buttons. Oh, let me do the other one first. This one simply mutes my microphone. One push on it and the other push turns it back on. I know I wasn't talking when it was off, but it gives you a visual indication that it's muted. And you don't have to reach for the mic or software or anything. I've just programmed it literally as it says. The device is the Yeti microphone, and it just turns it off. Right, this is a multi-action button. I have programmed in on this one 4 actions. Basically, you push the button once, it does whatever it's told to do. You can set them up to do any number of different things. This one does 4 things. Well, it does 3 things, really. The first one is opening my OBS Studio software. The second one is switching the profile to whichever profile I want it to do. This one is going to a special one I've set up for doing my midweek but demo version of it. Then we are opening a delay, and then we are taking video software. I'll actually put that. I haven't got a demo one in there, so you can select that to be whichever collection, whichever scene you like, and then the scene, the collection is like the profile in OBS Studio. If you're aware of it, it'll make sense to you. If it doesn't, then it doesn't anyway. And then the scene inside that, I've got several scenes in there for Be Right Back and live streaming different things. So when I push that button, it does those 4 things. The third thing is it waits for a second, 10 seconds before it tries to do that. Basically give all the software time to load up. So if I push that now, that will take us to a whole new, it'll tell us that OBS is already running, because it is, because I'm using it to record this. So yeah, I'm not going to be pushing any of the important buttons down here that change things. Right, I'm back where I was. I know I didn't want to push anything, but as I mentioned, it changes the scene. So it changed the scene, so I'll cut out where it changed. It's not important. Right, the extra buttons in here, I've got a few. I've got the time obviously still there, because that's still useful. What I've got here is a key. This isn't, but this is normally the stream key. Again, if you're aware of streaming, then you'll know what that is. You need to put that into the streaming software so it knows where to send the video. This one obviously isn't a real one. It says ABCD 1 2 3 4 ABCD 1 2 3 4 ABCD. But your actual stream key you'll get from YouTube, and I put it in there as a text file. So again, when I need to change it for doing the different streams, I can just go to the software and say change it, and then push that button, and it automatically puts in the text into the section where it needs to be. Other buttons that are extra on here, live, literally just starts the stream and stops the stream. Now I don't actually use that button, but the graphic on the button changes, as you can see down here. It changes between that when it's actually broadcasting and that when it's not. So you push it to go live, it goes live, it does that. It's a good indication for me visually that the stream is actually going somewhere. In here, I have my TED Slap It On button. Now, you can just say on the side here on Streamlabs OBS or OBS Studio, you can just say play this source video file, and it'll quite happily just play that source video file. But then you'll have to push it again to turn off the source video file. What I've actually done here is create a multi-function button. I've got 5 in it. I don't need 5 in it just because of the way I set it up, but it won't hurt. What it does is it starts playing the TED Live file from the group TED. It plays it on the Live 2 scene, and I did have it set up to play on the Live 1 scene, but that doesn't actually need to be done anymore. So it plays it as it says up there, activate. Then it waits. Now I basically worked out and timed how long the clip was. 2 seconds covers it. And then I turn it off again, deactivate it, which in one press of the button just does everything. So it's ready to be pushed and pushed again and pushed again and pushed again, and it will just keep playing every time you push it, which is very useful for me. Down here I've got my Scoldfish Buttons. Now they're a little bit different. I've actually got 11 actions programmed into this one, because this button is actually not a multi-action like the slap one is. It's a random action. So I've got the 11 source files for the different Scoldfish talking bits, which all get activated. Well, they don't all get activated. It randomly chooses one of them to activate. And then this, the Scoldfish off button, turns off. Again, I've duplicated it, but it doesn't need to be done. It deactivates all of them. This is just a multi-action button. So that one will deactivate all of them. Even if they're not turned on, then deactivating them doesn't cause a problem. It just makes sure they're off. Otherwise, if I push that again, there's a chance that it might do the same one again. And if it's still playing in the system, then it won't play it again. So it's good to push that, and then push that afterwards to turn it off, to reset everything back to 0. Now, these are, again, multi-actions. That one will turn on my quick display of, look at my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and everything else. It'll wait for them to play out, and then it will turn them off again, because you need to turn them off as any video file works. The sub is exactly the same, except it's only doing one. It's just playing my click and subscribe sort of button, waiting, and then turning it off again. The interesting buttons are these ones down the bottom here. These 6 buttons, 7 buttons, are all stream, what they call them, scenes in OBS Studio. The first one is just one action. It is activating the scene for being offline. That brings up the offline scene. Like I've put the picture on. I should mention, you can add the graphics on any of these to whatever you like. Literally any picture you like, you can just have them shown there. So that one just goes to the offline scene, which is useful. This one just goes to the be right back scene, which again is useful. These two, I've put some effort into making them work properly. This one has 24 actions in it, which are all used and all work most of the time. I'll show you what they are. The first one puts me in the right scene offline, because that's where I need to be. The second one starts the stream, so I don't have to activate anything, don't do anything. Literally 6 minutes on this before I want to go live, or when I want to start the pre-roll, I click that button, it starts the stream for me, and then it sits there and waits for a minute on this one, on the offline button. I'm going to be changing that up sometime, but yeah. Then it will start the starting soon scene, and make sure that the starting soon midweek picture is turned off. The starting soon scene, I shall show you again down here. It turns the screen back on. The starting soon scene plays a video. It's a 5-minute long video, which is my countdown timer basically. Then I've got chat messages coming up, automatically posted with delays in between them. They are one that starts, says basically as soon as the video starts, just saying, hello, get comfy, I'll be with you soon. Then I wait for a while, 52 seconds by the looks of it. Then I post up my 3 patron chat messages with little delays in between them. Then advertising for the group and becoming a channel member. Then I'll wait again. And then it's time to put on the picture of the midweek makings, sort of thumbnail basically. It just sort of shows there as the last bit before I go live. That sits there for what's that, 5 seconds. Then another one that says hello and welcome to the stream. I change the source. I turn off the video because I don't need it anymore. And then I change the scene to my live 3, cunningly named because I suck at naming things. But the live 3, if I go back to my main screen, these 3 are just direct links to the 3 sections. So they're not that direct. Live 2 is me with the bench background. This one is live 1, just live, I think it's called. Yep. Which is the bench with me in the background. This one, just face, is just me with no little cam. So that's why I just start on. This is live 3. So it automatically plays the video, starts the stream, plays the video, puts up a couple of different pictures, and then goes to me on camera. So I can appear on camera straight away when the countdown finishes without having to push any buttons at all. And then, as I do, I then push that one to bring in the little picture-in-picture. And then I can switch down to my bench view and finish it off. The ending one is much the same, but a lot easier. All it does is it goes to the scene for the stream ending. It waits for a bit. It puts up a thanks for watching, see you soon. Then it waits for a bit. Then it goes to the offline scene and turns everything else off. And it stops the stream as well. So I don't need to turn it on or turn it off because they're already automated. These 2 buttons here are direct YouTube chat links. These are the ones that sometimes go wrong, and in there I've got a selection of other ones that I use for different things as well. But basically this one will just post on my account, join my Facebook group, let the world see your stuff, and then a link to the Facebook group. For some reason, sometimes these don't work, and I just get an error triangle pop up on them when it tries to do it. Also, the ones in the starting and finishing video sometimes just don't work. I've not been able to figure out exactly why it does that. I thought I had it figured out, but then it just did it again randomly, and I hadn't changed anything, so I don't know. But hopefully I can figure it out and get it working more reliably. But as an extra little touch, they just post things as and when I need to. And that is about it. That's everything from the software that I use. There's lots of other things you can do. You can adjust the brightness of the display, not this display, the actual real life one. You can go to sleep mode, which basically just puts a picture over it, like my icon. You can adjust different audio things and volume things, and download lots of other different things as well. The one other thing that I haven't programmed in on as yet on this is called Windows Mover. Basically, it remembers where all of the windows are on your desktop of apps and Chrome tabs. And when you click that, it will put them wherever you want them to be. So if you set them where you want it and program that position into the button, then move them around, when you push the button, it puts them back where it needs to be, which is very useful. I need to get used to that and move that more when I get things set for different stream events and things. But that is, as they say, that. Hopefully this has been of some interest to you. If it hasn't, then I apologise for wasting your time. But you probably didn't click the video anyway if you didn't have any interest in either learning about how I do things or possibly trying to do it yourself. If you have a Stream Deck or knowledge of Stream Deck and have better ways of doing it, by all means let me know. I'm always up for learning new things and improving the way I do things. But this just seems to work for me. So yes, keep in touch, and I shall see you soon for more either learning things or just general hanging around and chatting and doing other videos. So thanks for watching. It's been fun. I shall click the turn off recording button now. I can't do it on the Stream Deck because I'm not in the right mode, but normally I would be. So thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.